in my city, and it's like that.
What's up, everybody? This is your man Osh from The Ghost with another episode of Osh Knows. This is our first in-studio interview podcast, and our first guest is Nilly V.
Hello, Nilly V. What's up, y'all? Here with Osh. I'm excited to be here.
All right, so as our first guest, what we're going to do is we're going to just basically get into it all. I'm just going to ask you some questions. Feel free to answer whatever you want to. Feel free not to answer whatever you don't want to. So basically, we're just going to get into where you're from, where you grew up at. I know you moved around a lot, so you just want to take us through any of that?
I like to say I'm kind of from everywhere, but mostly from Wyoming right now. Been on and off there a long time. Raised all around Washington, Cali, Colorado here, Tennessee, Idaho. Just kind of been everywhere, but I'm grateful to represent the 307. So yeah, Salt Lake City is where I found music 3 years ago. Lived there for almost 3 years. So I'm excited to pursue it and be able to inspire people one day.
Nice. When you first started doing music, what kind of music was you doing?
Hip hop. I love the hip hop culture.
Just strictly rapping out the gate?
Strictly rapping.
Okay, that's tight.
First time I ever got on a mic, just downtown Salt Lake, and I was dating this native cat out there, and one day I was just like, let me try and get on the mic, and I got on the mic in like the craziest time in my life, and kind of found me, so.
That's tight. So when you first started with just rapping, was it like freestyling, or was you writing shit, or was you like doing poetry beforehand to where you kind of like had it down, or did you just go for it?
I just went.
Nice.
I just went on the mic. I was literally living in this little tiny shack camper, and there was a mic and this little studio set up, and I got up one day, there was this beat I heard, and I liked it, and it just kind of came to my head, and then I got a pen and paper, and I started rapping. And he kind of looked at me and was like, what the heck? And I always loved to sing. And rapping's kind of poetic to me, and it makes the most sense of anything, so.
Nice. Okay, so that's tight. I used to actually, my homie Baby J, who was mixing one of your songs for me, he used to have a super tight fifth wheel. We used to call it the Micro Mansion. He had his studio set up in there, and he had his laptop and like a beat maker and tiny little speakers, and then the mic over here. But yeah, I mean, you can't ever judge that when it comes to part of the journey, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It could be quality anywhere. So you went from Salt Lake and just rapping, just doing it and going for it. So how long did it take from there to I'm going to get in the actual studio, record, and put out music for people to listen to?
I think like a year later, I came back to Wyoming. That's when I really started knowing that I had a talent in writing. And something always was like, I don't know, something about rapping that makes me feel good. You know, like I said, it's poetic to me. But yeah, it was about a year later, probably. I came back to Wyoming. Music kept finding me, and I kept doing it, and I didn't see the potential, you know, and meeting all the guys and everything, and all the music, people out there putting their music out, and it just, it was about a year later. I've been doing it. It's been almost 3 years since I've been in Utah, so.
So it's through like networking. So you went down there. Did you like meet someone or somebody's like, hey, I know somebody where you could get in the studio or?
I actually I came back to Wyoming and I worked at a barber shop, and there was a studio back there, and I was like, let me get on in there, and I got in there and it was just good. I mean, pretty talented. It was good. Nice. I didn't realize how good. I think for a while. So
I think I know which one you're talking. What's the name?
It was at Presidential Barber Shop.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who's the cab who runs that?
Angel.
There you go. Shout out to them. They used to do the funeral Fridays or something, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
And they'd have someone in the mic in the back of the barber shop or something.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit before. Yeah, wasn't there, but yeah, I should definitely shout out to Presidential. That's where I kind of first actually got, and then realized there was a music scene in Wyoming, and I didn't know. I was so kind of unaware of it. So. All
right, so you met the fellas at the barber shop. So how long was it before you went back there and started messing around on the mic before you actually got in the studio and started recording songs? Because I was just looking at your catalog, and you got more than you act like you do. Because when we was talking before, you made it seem like you only had a couple songs.
Well, I mean, for me, I got 10, 12 songs out there. I don't have a couple songs, but I've definitely been doing it a few years. But yeah, I got in that studio, and then
She's got 15 songs.
Okay, 15.
And she's acting like she's only got a couple, so.
Anyway, but my bad, 15 songs. And but yeah, definitely I got left there and just kind of was wherever I go, there's a studio, and if there's a mic, and if someone's wanting to get like, I'm just willing to grow in it. Definitely jumped, I did kind of jump into it. I'm trying to get my stuff out there, get songs done.
Nice. So the thing that stood out to me about you was that you rap and sing, because that's one thing that I've always, any artist who could do both, and especially like go from one to the other in mid song, has always been something I've always liked. Like the homie Styles, the homie Zay, the little homegirl Jada, who I just did a vlog with. Anybody who could do both has always been impressive to me, because I had to learn how to find my own voice through not liking my own personal voice, to have to do it while I'm rapping and make it sound more appealing to me. So I've always liked when people could sing and rap. So you said you started rapping first. Was there a point where you started doing both, or you grew up singing, or how did it go?
I've always been a huge Coolio on DMX, like ever since I was little. Like I just like rapping. I was always like doing poetry, just kind of combined. I mean, I moved around so much. Never went to a school more than 5 years, so I was always just kind of around and like doing little talent shows here and there, singing. But um, really, when I got out in the world and just doing my own thing, probably started rapping first, and then I wanted to intertwine it with the singing. So probably that first for me.
Nice. So now that you're pretty established in the local scene now, um, what are your goals to keep leveling up?
Level up in me, I think. I think that's really important for anybody, is to level up in yourself, and then hopefully inspire a crowd, or the town, and I want to inspire myself first. So that's really my goal. I think we're always a projection of ourselves. So if I take yourself and be the best product you can, and then you go and you supply it out to the world, you can reflect that back.
That's what my cousin Wade said on the first vlog. He said that he is his product, and when he sells himself, that's what sells his artwork, because his artwork is a representation of him. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Perspective and image, as much as you hate it, you could be the most talented person, but that's what makes it's just like when you're going out on a date or you're looking for somebody, you know what I mean? There's got to be that initial attraction to make you be interested, regardless of what is going on underneath the surface, you know what I mean? So, so I agree with you. People need to level up in themselves in multiple ways, you know what I mean? Everybody hits that roof with what you're doing and where you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm actually full circle in mine. I wanted to be a podcaster before I ever did music. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm back to that. So shout out to music for getting enough people to pay attention to me to do this.
Yeah.
So you've got songs out on all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in the middle of working on an album right now?
I don't know what I'm doing right now.
No.
I'm writing. I have all this stuff written. I just got to get it out. I'm still in that phase where I'm kind of investigating myself. So like just the flavors of music. Like I like rap. I actually have some country stuff in the works. I know it sounds like it's so left field, but
actually today it's
I'm
really
excited.
not. That's kind of like what's really popping right now. So if you
got
it, you got it.
I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I grew up around all these different cultures, kind of came out in my music now as I'm a little bit older, and I'm like, I'm ready just to, whatever you got, just put it out there.
Yes. Yeah, I talked about that in my vlog yesterday. I mean, especially growing up where we did, if you didn't grow up around somebody, whether you like country or not, because I'm not a country fan in any shape or form.
That's the funny thing is I can't sing it.
The beats, the twang, I can't do none of it. It's not for me. But it's a thing, and obviously people like it, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if you could do it and capitalize off of it, why not? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like expanding your horizons, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just being stuck in one lane. Okay, so since you got all this stuff going on, you've been traveling, what's been your funnest experience through music so far?
The shows, like the growth, growing. You don't realize a lot of things till you're honestly up in front of a bunch of people, and when you got to bring out all these things within yourself, and it's really the growth about everything for me. I like, learning from other people who've been in this, getting outside of my own head, and just honestly, it's been being around people in the music, and knowing that there's a way to get something out through your gifts and
You're resonating with people.
yeah, resonating with people, it's kind of where I should have been. I feel like, everyone kind of has their journey in life, and it's just been real.
Well, then there's that.
It's been real.
That's tight, though. I mean, it all
Yeah.
it all builds part of your character as long as you're willing to learn from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be stuck in it and not grow from it, but it's we're all here to grow. So water yourself properly. And so now that we've gone through all that, you want to give a shout out to anybody or anything you want to say, anything you want to highlight that you've been doing, or
You know what? I just want to give a shout out to everyone that kind of got me, in all this stuff is, as far as Wyoming Waves studios out there and Presidential and, Osh and just all the musicians that really are out there doing their thing and showing people, it's really a awesome thing to be vulnerable. I think it's really, a good place. And, in my hometown, Cheyenne. Yeah.
I like what through meeting you and Dazid and Sino So Wavy and the fellas at Wyoming Wave Studios, through meeting all them and bridging the gap between Cheyenne and Casper is what I've kind of been wanting to do, because there's not a whole lot of songs between Casper and Cheyenne artists that I could think of, to be honest with you. There's a whole lot between, I've got a lot with the dudes in Gillette, a couple with the homies on the res, Nebraska dudes, Douglas dudes, but I've never, until me and you finally release our song, that'll be the first song that I've ever had with a Cheyenne artist. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm excited.
Ocean Nilly V coming up. That'll be on my project, and then she's got something that she's working on that I don't know how she's going to release it, but one of her songs I'll be on also. So everybody stay looking out. If you don't got nothing else, that's all I got.
I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Osh knows. Thank you.
Thank you.